Good morning, all of you. Yes, all of you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, let's start with the next point. Last time we have discussed regarding the what is learning agent and the general model of the learning agent or the architecture of the learning agent. And today we are going to learn about the different types of the learning. Okay, which are the different types of the learning with which the learning agent can learn different things just like the human being. So first we just need to recap what exactly mean by the learning agent is that last time we studied. So last time we have discussed the learning agent is nothing but it is a kind of just like the human being, artificial human being, or it is being also referred as one kind of tool in the artificial intelligence that is capable of learning from its experience, just like the human being are capable of learning from its previous experience. Here, in case of these learning agent, their previous experience is nothing but their past data, and by comparing that data, some kind of knowledge can be generated, and with the help of that, learning agent can learn something and take the decision. So here, same thing I have mentioned. So learning agent is the kind of tool in AI that is capable of learning from its experiences. Initially, we have to provide some basic knowledge to that learning agent, and then the learning agent act on that basic knowledge, and then it uh, behave automatically using its previous knowledge and the experience, and in that way its learning starts, and the way his experience get increased, his performance also get increased, just like the case of the human being. So that is considered as a learning agent, where initially we give some basic knowledge to that learning agent, and then learning agent apply uh, that knowledge, and in future that learning agent try to create some new knowledge from that previous knowledge, and in this way it goes on storing that knowledge, and from that its performance get increased. Okay, so same thing I have mentioned here also. Learning agent in AI is a type of agent which can learn from its past experiences, or it has the learning capability, just like the human beings are having the learning capabilities. In the similar way, the learning agent as an artificial human, or you can consider as a robot also, it is also, when we build the robot which is having this kind of learning capabilities, we can learn which can learn from its previous experience or the previous data, past data history, then that kind of agent we are considering as a learning agent. Okay, so this part all that particular its architecture, etc., etc., that last time already we have studied. Now today what we are going to study is uh, what are the different kinds of learning, what are the different kinds of learning using which the learning agent can learn. Okay, so that is our today's point of discussion, different types of the learning. Okay, for the learning agent, using which different types of the learning agent can learn. Okay, so that is our today's topic, and this type of learnings generally are being divided into the three types. That first is the supervised, then the unsupervised learning, and the reinforcement learning. Okay, so all of you must be knowing, in the first unit also we have covered the some part related with this kind of learning, supervised and the unsupervised learning. I hope all of you are remembering that. Okay, now this supervised learning and the unsupervised learning, these are nothing, and this reinforcement learning, these are nothing but the types of the machine learning. Okay, now you can see the machine learning is nothing but the one of the application or the branch of the artificial intelligence, if you want the artificial intelligence to be succeed, if you want the robot to be behave like human being, if you want the robot to be think like the human being, then the main thing that should be get implemented is nothing but through the, this can become possible only through the machine learning. So concept of the machine learning also we have discussed in the first unit only. So machine learning is nothing but the application of the AI that provide the system ability to automatically learn and improve from the previous experience without being explicitly programmed. So we don't need to write the program for each and activity that robot has to be done. Okay, we have to just write the basic programming, basic knowledge we have to give to that robot, and from that robot, if that robot can learn itself, and from that basic knowledge, if the robot can improve its performance, then that particular kind of concept we are referring as a machine learning. When the machine learn automatically, then that concept is referred as the machine learning. How the machine can learn automatically? Using its past data or the previous experiences. Understood? So here another simplified definition I have mentioned. The machine learning focus on the development of the kind of computer program that can access the data and use it to learn themselves. We can also describe the machine learning as just like the kind of computer program, okay, which can utilize the data, and utilizing that data, the machine learn the different things and perform the different activity, take the different kind of decision. So that is concept of what the exactly the machine learning. And so to so the in order to machine to be learn, there are these different kind of algorithms are being utilized. Okay, just like we as a human being, we learn from the different way, we learn from the different methods. So in case of the machine, there are the different algorithms or the methods using which machine also learns. Okay, now in that first we have, that is the supervised learning. This already we have studied in the first unit only. So I want to just ask you, what do you mean by the supervised learning as a one of the type of the machine learning or types of the learning? Yes, what is mean by the supervised learning? Yes, all of you got the question.
Yes, sir.
What is the supervised learning?
Machine can learn from surrounding environment.
Hmm. Now the learning now you are doing now, is it come under the category of supervised learning or the unsupervised learning? Yes,
Supervised learning.
it is the supervised learning. Why it is called as supervised learning? Why can't you say it as unsupervised learning? Yes,
because it gives the guidelines and so
because here there is a some person who is guiding you.
Under guidance,
Okay,
anyone, it is.
there is a somebody who is teaching you something. Understood? Means you are learning under the supervision of somebody. You are getting, you are, when you are learning under the supervision of somebody, then that is nothing but the referred as a supervised learning. Okay, this part with the example in the first lecture we have studied, but here we are in the details. The question is, if the question will be asked, the question will be asked in the second section related with the related with the supervised and the unsupervised learning. Okay, so here the basic concept is what, in case of the supervised learning, when agent agent can, you can consider yourself as a one agent, you as a natural agent. Okay, student can be considered as one of the natural agent. If I learn from somebody, okay, if I learn from somebody, that time I will become the agent. Understood? and from whom I will learn, they will become my supervisor. Understood? Now here in this ongoing interaction, you are the learning agent. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And I am teaching you something. That's why here you can consider me as a supervisor or the your guide who is teaching you something. Understood? So if the agent learn in this way, okay, if the agent learn in this way, now that kind of algorithm is called as what? The supervised learning algorithm. Got the concept?
Yes, sir.
And now suppose if for you, for some subject there is no teacher. Now in that case, what you do? Sometimes it happens. Then in that case, what is your option? What you will do?
Self-learn.
You used to be learned by yourself only. Correct? You used to be learned
Yes,
by
sir.
yourself only. Means you become your guide only. In that case, you are is the only learning agent, and you are also the guide of yourself only. Am I right?
Yes.
Now that kind of learning is what?
Unsupervised learning.
Unsupervised, because there is a nobody who is telling you that what is right, what is wrong, etc., etc. There is a only you are there, and you are deciding what is right, what is wrong, and you are learning by yourself only. That is nothing but the referred as what? The unsupervised learning. Okay. So this with the example last time we have seen, the same example I am going to repeat here, because this question usually asks for the 10 marks with examples. Okay. So I hope you have got the concept of what exactly the machine learning, and it's two important types. Third we are going to discuss. Okay, if time permit, today we will discuss it only. But today we will focus on this supervised and the unsupervised learning. Okay, so here machine learning we have discussed. That is nothing but when the machine learn by when the machine learn from the its previous experiences. Now in case of the machine experience is nothing but its data. Okay, so machine learning is nothing but the one of the branch of the AI, or the we can say the application of the AI that give the ability to learn from the experiences, or that give the ability to learn from the previous data. Okay, that we are considered as a that machine we are that kind of learning of the machine we are considered as a machine learning. And how the machine can learn, there are the different ways for the machine to learn, and one of that is nothing but the supervised, another is the unsupervised, and the next is the reinforcement learning. Okay, so let's see the first one, that is the supervised, which already we have discussed in short. So here the supervised learning, the name only indicates what exactly it mean. Supervised learning is the name indicate the presence of the supervisor as a teacher. Means when the learning agent learned under the supervision of somebody, that is being considered as a supervised learning. So basically supervised learning is the learning in which we teach or train the machine using the data. Now here I am training you. Okay, here I am training you. In the similar way, if you want to train the machine, if you want to train the machine, you have to train the machine using some data. Okay, now in case of the supervised learning, you have to train the machine with some label data. Understood? You have to train the machine with some label data. What exactly mean by the label data, I will tell you. So in case of supervised learning, you have to train the machine with some label data. That means some data that is already being tagged. Okay, that particular data which is already being tagged with some correct answer. Means first you need, in case of the supervised learning, first you need to give training to the machine. And how you will give the training to the machine? You will give the training to the machine with some correct answers. Okay, you will give training to the machine with some correct answers. Understood? And after that, machine is provided with some new set of examples. Means after you give training to the machine, after that machine is provided with some new set of data or the example, so that the supervised learning algorithm analyze the training data, and produce the correct output from the labeled data. Understood? Means in case of the supervised learning, first we need to do what? First we need to give training to that machine. If you want the machine to be work according to the given data, first thing in case of the supervised learning is what? You need to give the training to the machine first, and after you give training to the machine, then machine can work accordingly for some new data. Understood? So that is the main thing in case of the supervised learning, that if you want to teach something to the machine by using the supervised learning, in that case you have to give compulsory training to the machine. After you give training to the machine, then only machine can learn, and then machine can give you the certain kind of correct output. Okay, just like this interaction is going on, I am teaching you something. Now you can answer in the exam only if I teach you. You are getting my point? Now I am teaching you, it is nothing but like I am giving you the training. Am I right? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now will it happen that the thing I am teaching you here, the same question will be asked in the exam? Will it happen? It may be happen, it may not be happen. Yes or no? Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
But even if the question is asked in the exam, which is not directly as explain the supervised learning, it may be, but the question may be related with the supervised learning, then you can answer it or not after I teach you.
Yes, of course.
Of
I
course,
can answer it.
once I teach you what exactly mean by the supervised learning, then you can create your own examples of that. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Understood? So that is nothing but the first I am giving you the training, then when you are appearing for the exam, you are using that training. You are getting my point? You are using that training, and then you are trying to write the answer, or you are trying to give the answer. Understood? So in case of the supervised learning, if I don't give any kind of training, if I don't teach you anything, then it will be difficult for you to learn the different things and to answer the different things. Yes or no?
Yes.
But even I don't teach you, and even you will be able to answer, then that will become under the which category? Unsupervised learning.
Unsupervised.
I hope now the concept is clear. Okay. Okay, shall we move forward to the next part? Yes, any doubt related with the supervised learning? Yes.
No, sir. No,
Okay,
sir.
so let's see the example to make it more clear. Now same example, you must be remembering this part. Now this is the basket is given. This is the basket is given with some fruits in that basket. I hope all of you can able to see it.
Yes, sir.
Now here there are the 4 fruits are given in this basket. This is the banana, grapes, and cherry, and some apples are given. Understood? Now you have been asked to group this. You have to pick up the you have to pick up the fruits from this basket, and you have to make its groups. That is the task is given to you. Now this is now in case of the supervised learning, you can see here each of these particular fruit is tagged. You are getting each of these fruit is tag is label. The label that I am mentioning that in the previous slide, label data means each of these particular fruit is given the name here. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that is called as the tagging. So now as you can see, if something is like this, it is called as the banana. If something is like this, it is called the grape. Something is like this, it is cherry. Something is like this, it's called the apple. Now, okay, I have shown you. Consider before you are not seen these things, but now I have shown you. banana looks like this, cherry look like this, grapes looks like this, apple look like this. Now I have given you the training. What the point? Yes,
Yes, sir.
I have given you here the training what different kind of fruits are look like. Okay, now in case of the supervised learning, first step is what? Give training to the machine. Consider here you are as a machine. So first task is what? Give training to the machine. Now I have given you the training. What training I have given you? What kind of fruits are these and how these fruits are look like. I hope all of you are got trained. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now after training, in case of the supervised learning, next task is given here. Now these are the different things are put in front of you. Okay. Now all you already learned from your previous work. You have already learned from the previous experience which I have given you as a training about the characteristic of the fruits. So arranging these fruits, it is a very easy task for you now. Because why it is easy now? Because you have already learned that. Okay, you have already learned that how the grapes look like, what is the color of the grape, what is the apple, how it look like. These things you already learned. So in this case, your previous work is called as the training data, as a part of the concept of the data mining. So your previous work is referred as what? The training data. So you already learn the things from your training data. This is because you can easily create your response after I put this kind of fruit in front of you. Understood? So if I put this fruit in front of you, what will be your response? Yes. After I tell you, tell me the name of this fruit. What will be your response? Yes. After I tell you, tell me what is this? What is this?
Grapes.
Grapes.
Grapes. How could you able to tell me this? How could you able
Emerging
to? Because you are
characteristics of
already
grapes.
because you already learned that grapes are look like this. Understood? So from whatever you have learned previously, from whatever training you have got previously, you are applying that here and you are identifying these things. And when you say this is the grapes, that is nothing but you are considered as your response variable. Understood? Now same we can you can put these things in the table and you can easily uh, identify this kind of things. Suppose you have taken a new fruit from the basket and then in your brain the different things get click. If something apple fruit like the apple come in front of you, the and fruit like cherry also come in front of you, you can easily classify it. How you can easily classify it? Because you have already seen that, you already learned that. What you have learned, if fruit is big, its color is red, its shape is rounded shape with the depression at the top, you the things automatically get click in your mind, in your brain, that this kind of, if this kind of fruit is there, then this name of that kind of fruit is what? Apple. Understood? If you see the small fruit is there, but its color is red and it is having the heart shape to nearby globular, then you can say it is the cherry. If some kind of fruit come in front of you, like which is big, which is green in color and having the long curving cylinder, then the things which comes in your brain is nothing but what? This fruit is what? Banana. If some fruit come in front of you which is having the small size but it is green and its shape is like round to oval bunch shape cylindrical, then the things which comes click in your brain is nothing but it is what? Grape. So once you got the training, once the machine get the training, then machine apply that training, machine apply its previous experience, and then machine automatically recognize these kind of things. And when machine can learn in this way, that particular learning is called as what? Supervised learning. Understood the example?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you can see
Yes,
the
sir.
same thing I have put here. So this is called as a classification. When you group these fruits in this way, okay. So super classification comes under the supervised learning. Okay, you have to keep in mind classification comes under the supervised learning. When you group the things using the supervised learning, that is called as the classification. Just example we have taken here. We have given the basket of fruits, and you have been asked to group this fruit. When you group these fruits, then it is called as the classification. When you group these fruits according to the your previous experience. Okay. Now another thing you can see here, uh, that is this I have put this is the thing I have put from the textbook. Okay, this is the example I have taken from the textbook here, with the same concept of the supervised learning, but it is being just put into the another way, in the architectural way. Okay, so you can see here the learning agent is here. All of you can able to see.
Yes, sir.
You can consider this as architecture of the supervised learning also. Okay, you can consider this figure as architecture of the supervised learning. So you can see here the learning agent is here. Okay, and you can see another thing is here. The teacher is here. Learning agent is here. Okay, and you can see what you are observing here. Yes, what is this? Yes, what is this?
Teacher.
Now this environment, I have shown the arrow from the environment to the learning agent and arrow from the environment to the teacher also. What does it mean? Yes, what does it mean? It means what? The teacher can also take the input from the environment. Teacher can also take the input from the environment, as well as learning agent can also take the input from the environment. Understood? Now here, now let's first see here learning agent. Now see, consider you are as a learning agent. What? You are as a learning agent. Now initially I taught you, I give you the training to do some program. We take the our example, then we'll apply this to the machine. Okay, so initially I taught you how to do the program of addition, subtraction, these kind of things I told you, and then I give you the task, do the program to find the even odd number. Okay, what task I give? Do the program to find the even odd number in the suppose C language. Okay, now what you will do, you will do the program. Okay, and then you will try to generate some output. You can see this. Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
After I give you some task of finding the even odd number, you perform the program and you generate some output here. This output we are referring it as what? Actual output. Okay, yes, this much is understood. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I first, what I said, I give you the training to do the program of C language, and then I give you the task to do the program of finding the even odd number. So you perform the program. Okay, you do the program and you generate some output here. You can see here. Now this will be checked by whom? Now actual answer is belong to whom? Actual answer is to whom? Actual answer is available with the teacher. What should be the program of finding the even odd number? Understood? So answer is known by me. Okay, answer is known by me. So that what should be the output? How should the program? How the program should be written correctly? That is nothing but things available to whom? That is the thing available to the teacher. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So you do the here after I giving you the task, you do the programming here. You show now next task is what? You show that program to me. What? You show that program to me. And now what I will do, I will check your program. I will check your program and I will check whether you have written it correctly or not. You can able to see this arrow
Yes, sir.
from teacher. Here from teacher desired output is coming. Actual output is coming from whom?
Learning agent.
Means from your side. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now this actual output is compared with the desired output here. This adder you are seeing here, this adder function. So your actual output is compared with the desired output here. Okay. Now if your output is not according to the desired output, then what I will tell you? Yes.
Error.
Then I will tell you that you have made some mistake here. You have to do this kind of things. You have to use this function, like this kind of things. I will tell you. Yes or no? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes.
so when I will tell you, when I will check your program, and I will compare your program with my program with whatever the concept in my mind, and then I will give you some suggestion that you have to make this kind of changes. Now from that you learn something. Getting? Yes.
Yes, sir.
From
Yes, sir.
that you learn something and you make changes in your program here. Got the point?
Yes, sir.
And again you show it to me. Yes, again you show it to me. Now if it is correct, then I will tell you yes, it is okay. But again if you make the mistake, then again I will give you some suggestion. Then again you learn something, and again you, after learning something, you make modification in the program, and again you generate the output. So this is nothing but the approach of supervised learning. Got this architecture?
Yes, sir.
So same thing I have mentioned here, learning agent and the teacher both can take the input from the surrounding environment. So in order to guide you, I also have to learn something. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that's why the arrow is being shown like this. The teacher can also take the input from the environment, as well as learning agent can also take the input from the environment. It means what? Learning agent can also learn by itself also, and learning agent can take the help of the teacher also, and then it can go on improving its performance. So here same thing I have mentioned, teacher has the desired answer key for the given problems, just like example I told you. Whereas the learning agent process the given input and get an output here. Okay, here learning agent generates its actual output. This actual output is subtracted from the desired output by the adder. Here you can see this actual output is subtracted from the desired output by the adder here. Okay, which shows the error in the actual output. So if the output generated by the learning agent is not according to the desired output, then error will be generated. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this error will be generated, and here you will get some new learning. Teacher will tell you what changes you have to do again, and after that you again do the modification, and this process will continue. And in this way, the learning agent will go on learning. The same thing I have mentioned. This error is given as the input to the learning agent, so that it can learn from this error, and while generating output for the next time, it can try to remove the error. Understood? After I give you the suggestion, will you make the same mistake again?
No.
Somebody may make it. Okay, it depends. But you know what I'm trying to tell you, how the learning agent learn in case of according to the supervised learning. So as per the name suggests, the supervised learning is performed under the supervision of the supervisor or the teacher, and that is the reason that that particular algorithm is referred as what, the supervised learning, which is nothing but the most popular algorithm related with the machine learning, related with the how the learning agent learns. Understood the supervised learning?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, let's join just after the 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute remain. Then we'll cover the unsupervised learning also. Okay. Okay, just rejoin after the 1 minute. Okay, let's see the unsupervised learning, which is clearly you can see the opposite to the supervised learning. Okay, that is the unsupervised learning. Now here you already in the basic discussion we have seen unsupervised learning is the training of the machine using the information that is neither classified or nor labeled, allowing the algorithm to act on that information without any guidance. So in case of the supervised learning, just we have discussed, the training has to be given, okay, and then only the machine can learn further or perform the activity. But here in case of the unsupervised learning, thing is what, the machine has not given any kind of training. The machine don't get any kind of label data. That is the main thing you should keep in mind. What is the difference? In case of the supervised learning, machine get what kind of data? Label data. Understood? And from that machine learn. But in case of the unsupervised learning, what is the thing? Machine don't get any kind of label data, or machine don't get any kind of trained data. Machine has to be utilize whatever data available, and the machine has to learn itself. So here the task of the machine is to group the unsorted information according to the similarities, patterns, differences without any prior training of the data. Okay. So unlike, not like the unsupervised learning, no teacher is provided. That means no training will be given to the machine in case of the unsupervised learning, and therefore machine is restricted to find the hidden structure in the unlabeled data by itself. Now most of the time question is being possible on this topic is nothing but the comparison between supervised learning and the unsupervised learning. Okay, and what is the main difference here? What is the main difference between the supervised learning and the unsupervised learning? Yes, can you able to tell me what is the main difference between the supervised learning and the unsupervised learning? Yes.
Supervised learning, data is labeled. In unsupervised learning, data is not labeled.
Yes.
Training is provided. In supervised learning, unsupervised learning, training is not provided.
Yeah, so various differences you can write, okay, according to the what is the weightage of the question. Okay, so let's apply it, let's see it with the example. Now here you can see the same example I am using here that we are discussing the first unit only. Now this is the case of the supervised learning, and this is the same example we are applying it for the unsupervised learning. Okay, now as you can see in case of the supervised learning, input data, something input data is like this, and before we give some task, we used to give training. In case of the supervised learning, like what kind of training? Like we used to give label to this. Here I have mentioned the annotation, these are the apples. This kind of training we already used to provide. Now this kind of thing you are observing, this is like the brain structure. This is like the brain. Okay, so already the in case of the supervised learning, already the training is given, okay, to the agent. He if this kind of fruit is there, it is called as a apple. So when new thing comes, when the such kind of fruit comes in front of some agent, now agent already learn from its previous data. In case of the supervised learning, what he has learned, if the big fruit is there, its color is red, rounded in shape, like these kind of things, then automatically things get click in your mind and you predict that it is a apple. So this is the case of what? Supervised learning, where first the training is given and according to the training you identify the different things, or the agent identify the different things. Suppose now in case of the unsupervised learning, suppose you have given the basket of fruits and it is filled with the some different types of the fruit. Your task is to arrange these fruits in the groups. Okay, now this time you don't know anything about the fruits. Now what you have to consider here, you are not seen these kind of fruits before, you don't know anything, you are completely blank. Okay, you have to imagine these things and you have been asked to group these fruits. Now how you will do this?
Using their shapes and patterns.
So you will apply some physical characteristic. What you will apply? You will apply some physical characteristic and then you will try to group that fruits. Yes or no? You will try to arrange that fruits. Is it the way? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So as I said, you don't know anything about this food. की तुम्ही अगोदर हे अशा प्रकारचे foods तुम्ही बघितलेलेच नाहीये. Then how you will arrange these things? So you will arrange these according to its physical characteristic. Understood? Now what kind of physical characteristic you will apply? For example, these kind of fruits are given to you. Now how you will arrange it? So you will apply the different kind of characteristic to these kind of fruits. Like you can see, suppose first characteristic you can keep in your mind, like for example, if you apply the characteristic as a color, okay, then you will arrange them on the basis of the color. So on the basis of the color, now what kind of colors are there in these? Two important colors are there. For example, which are that? Red and the green, correct? Red and the green. So red color group. So we'll try to see that basket and then you will try to classify that fruit, that red color fruit. Now what are the red color fruit in that basket?
Apple and
Apple
cherry.
and cherry.
Apple and cherry. थोडाफार कलर वेगळा आहे. It doesn't matter. आपल्याला फक्त इथं स्टडी करायचं. So apple and cherry. So you will arrange these apple and cherry in which group? First group. These are being considered as a red color group. Next is what? Green color. So under the green color, which fruits will come?
Banana and
Banana
grapes.
and the grapes. So this will arrange like this. तुम्ही classify करू शकला का नाही यांना? Are you able to group them?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You have not got any kind of training, still you could able to group them. Understood? That is called as what? What kind of learning? Unsupervised.
Unsupervised.
Here you are applying some physical characteristic and try to group these kind of things or the fruits. Understood? Now you can apply the further characteristic also to make it more clearly grouping. Like you can apply the color, along with the color you can apply the size also. Red color, big size. So under the red color, big size, which fruit will come? Definitely apple. Red color, small size will be
Cherry.
cherry. Green color, big size will be the banana. Green color, small size will be the grapes. So this is nothing but the unsupervised learning, where you are not taken the any kind of training first, but still you can able to group these fruits. How? By using some kind of patterns. What kind of patterns? Using some kind of similarities, using some kind of differences. This is being considered as a patterns. Understood? And when you group these fruits according to its physical characteristic, then that is called as the clustering. When you group these fruits according to the some differences, according to the some similarities, without any kind of label data, without any kind of training data, then that is called as what? The clustering. That is another main difference in case of the supervised learning and the unsupervised learning. Now grouping of the grouping of the things which is being done using the supervised learning, that is called as what? Classification. And grouping of the things which is being done using the unsupervised learning, that is called as what? Clustering. You are getting the difference. Yes. Grouping of the fruits
sir.
that you have done in the supervised learning, that was called as the classification. But this grouping that you have done here using some similarities, differences, using some physical characteristics, that grouping is called as what? Clustering. Getting the point?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is nothing but the, and same thing you can put it in the another way. Okay, you can put it in the architectural way like this also you can put. Now what difference you are finding here as compared with the architecture of the supervised learning? Yes. What difference you are observing here?
No teachers are provided in
You can see
this.
here no teacher is provided. Simply the input is given, some data is provided, and that data is also the not labeled data. And here you can see the learning agent. So learning agent utilize its own knowledge, learning agent apply its own knowledge and create some model, and from that it try to generate some output. Okay, again and again he goes on doing these experiments until the clustering is not get completed or some output is not getting generated. The same thing I have mentioned here, the unsupervised learning does not have any teacher, which means that the correct answer is not known to the learning agent, but applying its own experiments, it try to generate some output. So unsupervised learning try to learn on its own from the patterns without corresponding the output values. So which is opposite to the supervised learning, where in case of the supervised learning you can see we have the correcting models, but in case of the unsupervised learning we don't have any kind of correcting models. Correcting models in the sense, in case of the supervised learning there you have the teacher which tells you where you have made the mistake, but in case of the unsupervised
Desired
learning,
output is given.
in case of the unsupervised learning there are the no teacher available. The agent itself has to do the all the kinds of this kind of processing and has to generate the output. Got the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so one kind of learning is remain in this, that is the reinforcement learning, that tomorrow we will discuss. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so you can go through all these things and you can ask me the doubts if you have any. Okay, tomorrow. Thank you all of you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.